Have a name?
Yeah, I thought I had one
It's
last
right. I
time.
already put it up there.
Yeah,
Huh?
I already put it right there.
he's right there in front of you.
Oh.
Where am I?
You guys
Front of
got-
me?
Oh,
Yeah, y'all
on
can
you.
scoot down one.
No wonder.
I know. Okay, we're not at 6:30 yet, so we're still good.
Okay, wow. We have 2 minutes to spare. I'm hot now, but I'm good. Okay.
It's pretty simple.
It is.
Never had this.
I just never. It's always just been sitting here, so it's like I text Scott real quick. What? Am I not doing camera tonight? He's like, no, you are. You just have to go find it first. It's okay. Yes.
This is Jim's. Take that to Jim. Okay.
Oh, and I have a packet for you.
Oh, thank you.
A couple more minutes.
Thank you.
And so, Priscilla, you're going to be running the meeting, and Mr. Griffin's going to be doing minutes.
I guess so.
Okay, we'll go ahead and maybe we'll just say that at roll call or something, just so we can remember that.
Oh. The house next to you took down that thing.
Yeah, they took that little storage area there. They took that out, and I figured they
It's
would.
gonna go on the market pretty soon. You know,
I'm
one
getting.
of Jack's went on the market across the street from me. Did you see that? The little red house.
Oh, really? I guess I hadn't paid
It's on
attention.
the market.
Huh?
$187,000.
I don't know, is that Ken or Lewis?
That is.
Maybe if they can get it.
I don't think they will on that one. I don't think so.
Are they building it?
No, it's just a zone change request because right now,
Okay.
we'll get into it, but yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
This
Okay.
is nice.
Yeah, I just wanted Mr. Jones wanted on record just so to make sure that everybody had a copy with the questions and the answers I provided, and then y'all also got that memo in y'all's packet with all the additional ones. So
Okay, at 6:30, we'll call planning and zoning in session. Can I get a roll call?
Brian Griffin.
Priscilla Garrett?
Valerie Solis.
Marcus Fuentes.
Okay, we are missing Jim Welch and Melanie Nouse, but we do have our council liaison here. So you need to write his name. Do you know his name? You do. Okay. Citizens' comments. Is there anyone who wants to make a citizen's comments? We'll keep them from 3 minutes.
you can
So it's not a later point of discussion?
yes, you can either wait if you have a comment for a 10:05 Alamo. You can either do it during citizens' comments or you can do it during the public hearing. It's completely up to you.
I just assumed.
Okay.
Good, all right. There are no citizens' comments. We opened it at 6:31. We'll close it at 6:31. Item 4, approval of minutes. Approve August 13th, 2025 meeting minutes. Take a minute to look at them, and then if I can get a,
My only issue with the minutes is my name is spelled wrong.
it is, that would be my fault, Marcus. Okay, let me see.
If we could have that changed.
How do you spell it?
Marquez.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, we sure can. We'll annotate that. And I will not do that again. Marquez, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll get it right next time. Any other additions or changes?
I move that we accept the minutes.
I have a
written.
motion. Can I get a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, no opposed, so that passes. Public hearing, item 5. Public hearing on a zoning change request for 1005 Alamo Street, Castroville, Texas, 78009. Approximately 1.32 acres located north of Highway 90, east of Alamo Street, and south of Lafayette Street. The current zoning of the property is CHC, Central Commercial District. The proposed zoning for the property is CG, Historic Central Business District.
Okay. And so I'm just going to keep it in this format. The same format is I'll do the presentation. After presentation, we'll have any citizens come up that would like to speak, and then y'all's discussion will be during the discussion part.
Okay.
All right, so here we're looking at a zone change request for 1005 Alamo. The applicants are Ken and Arlene Smith, and we'll get into more. And the current zoning is CHC, which is commercial, Central Commercial District. And the proposed zoning is CG, which is Historic Business District. This is the location. As you can see, it's directly east of September Square and north of Highway 90. It's right behind that building where the daycare is located. I think most people are familiar with this property. So here's just an aerial, and this is just the aerial to get an idea of what's right there. So the current zoning, so right now, the current zoning for that property is CHC, which is Central Commercial District. So I just want to show you how it is currently on our zoning map. The future land use actually has this as residential. Unfortunately, we can't ask people to go to a down zoning, which means residential is a down zoning from commercial. So we can't request that of them. If they wanted to come do that themselves, they could. But most people don't do that because the valuation of their property will go down. So I just wanted to let you know, but future land use maps does say residential, but that I don't think that's feasible for that property right there. So the proposed zoning for 1005 Alamo is CG, which is the historic commercial. And I will kind of get into this a little bit more in further slides. So this was originally zoned for residential when the zoning map was adopted in 1975. But in 1984, there was a request to change the zoning of this to commercial districts, and it got approved. So I just want to let you know that it was originally residential, and this is when the initial zone change took place. So why the change to CG? So this was kind of a request at the Historic Landmark Commission, and the reason is for that is because in 2017, the Historic District shifted from just those 96 properties that it used to be before to the two districts, CG and HE, which are historic districts. In that, there was, I believe, when I counted them, a total of 7 properties that fell out of that district, and this is one of those. So therefore, right now, that property does not have, the HLC does not have purview over that property currently, and so by requesting the zone change to CG, then they will have that purview over it. And yeah, and then the reason why the property owners did this is because they did want to ensure that if they did decide to sell in the future, that those historic structures, this is just one of the buildings in this picture, but that those historic structures would be protected in the future. So, all right, and then I'm just going to go through some key differences, and then we'll open it up to citizens' comments. So like I said, the main key difference is the historic oversight. So CEG, this will go through the Historic Landmark Commission for any exterior alterations, signage, lighting, any remodel to the exterior that would go through the Historic Landmark Commission. The Central Commercial does not have any historic review requirement. Permitted uses. So CG is supposed to be like a low impact retail. So, retail offices, restaurants, small scale businesses, and CH is a really high intensity commercial use. That means it can be warehouses, large shops, storage yards, auto oriented businesses, just those heavier commercial activities that we don't necessarily want in our downtown core. And then, like I said, the protective nature is that CG is just more restricted on what they can do and how they can use that property, and CH is less restrictive. So, all right, and that's all I have for mine. So I'll go ahead and open it up for the citizens' comments, and then y'all can have y'all's discussion.
So, would you come state your name and let us know who you are, please?
Yeah, Mike, I've got some additional material. Can I give it to you?
Oh, sure.
It's just got a little bit of a memo on top.
Thank you.
1837.
Okay.
That's my watch, sorry.
And I do want to log you, Ms. Soto, for all your gracious help.
Oh, yes, thank you. Mhm.
Thank you, sir.
All right, my name is Robert Keith Jones. I reside at 208 Lafayette Street, Castroville, Texas, 78009. Keith Jones, 13999 or 13398, within 200 feet of the property in question. The record before the commission, I say doesn't give sufficient information to justify my support on the merits. Until height, use limits, and parking loading impacts are clearly and specifically addressed, I cannot support this as filed. If you proceed tonight, I oppose unless the motion includes these conditions verbatim, as in my memo on top of your packet. HLC COA for all exterior work and all signage, including materials, lighting, and mechanical and dumpster screening. A binding parking and loading plan at entitlement that shows off-street employee parking, on-site customer or signed shared parking, the delivery loading location with set windows, any curb management, and a screen dumpster enclosure. State the site-specific maximum height, feet, and stories and any step backs in the motion. Acknowledge no drive-throughs or other auto-oriented uses in CG on this parcel and clarify bar package store status on the record. Confirm upper story residential remains allowed. A brief construction phase plan, worker parking and staging off Lafayette plus downcast lighting and reasonable quiet hours. If those conditions are read verbatim, I am neutral with conditions. If not, I oppose this file. Thank you.
And then we can go ahead and close the public hearing, and then we can open
I'm
up to
sorry.
discussion.
We opened the public hearing at about 7:37.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, 7:37.
Okay.
Closing it about 8:40.
When you get into your discussion, you're more than welcome to. Thank you.
7:40.
6:37. not
Okay.
7:37.
All right, Mr. Fuentes, can we start with you to see what kind of comments you might have?
I am not opposed to the change. I believe everything that was mentioned is basically covered in everything that HLC covers as far as what can and cannot go into there. For the most part, in my opinion, everything that you address is covered under HLC. I mean, my main thing was parking, and that's been talked amongst council, HLC, zoning, Board of Adjustments when I was on that. With September Square across the street, having all those lanes of parking being public use, I mean, parking's available. Just like these businesses right here, after hours can use this, and that could be their parking because you are required to park. You have to ask, but they did. And so there is public parking. So other than that, that was really my own main concern. And I think it suffices. And like I said, HLC does have regulations and rules for that stuff, and it'll fall into mainly their purview from what I can gather. So as to the change, and I'm for it.
Okay.
Yes, I'd like to ask you a question, Mr. Jones. So your property's neighboring.
Yes, ma'am.
The-
Should I approach the podium?
Yes, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
come ahead.
And I can point out where Mr. Jones' property
Okay.
is located. I believe it's this one, right, Mr. Jones, the one directly north, where that,
Jason.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right next to we front the river, across from Bill Murray.
Okay. First, I'd like to thank you for, coming up here today to speak. Obviously, as a neighbor, you're probably more privy to information that we are. So, looking at your comments on your memo, what are you aware of as far as what could be potentially happening with the property next door that kind of drove your concern in reference to outlining these specific?
Every time there has been a Fiorella Friday or anything like that, we get the overflow parking right there on our lot.
Yeah.
And we are empty nesters, or used to be. We're raising a grandson. And we just most recently had an incident. We have to rely on the weekends. We have to rely, and on after hours, we have to rely on Medina County for law enforcement. And some individual urinated on our fence from overcrowded parking from that. And I had to run him off. And we can't raise a grandkid with that kind of stuff going on there. And there's cats. People feed cats. There's overflow parking. People have parked in front of our driveway right there, our circular driveway. We've had to call Medina County over there. It took them a long time to get there. There's just a lot of parking issues.
Yeah.
I know there's public parking, but it overflows onto ours. We live right around the corner. So.
I appreciate that.
And I'm really concerned, our bedrooms are just within, nobody was consulted back in 67 when they built their house. I get that. They built the house, okay? But we're within good 8 feet of Ms. Heimer's old property. And if somebody has a restaurant or, we're not sleeping. Forget residential. Forget it. That's all I'm saying. I mean, fine, it's all in the thing, but I don't have any protections. I don't hear any specific protections. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not, what do they call it, Karen? I'm not a Karen. I just want to protect my family. So that's it.
Thank you.
Ryan?
The concerns that you're voicing currently, I think is, the first member spoke, should be addressed in the current restrictions. Is there, okay, when you're looking,
That's why I'm asking for very specific protections.
okay. And is the problems that you're having, it sounds more like it's a law enforcement response problem more than it is a oversight problem. Is that?
It's a crowded residential and commercial. It's a lack of zoning planning ahead of time problem. It's an overflow on my residence problem. And I can keep reframing it any way you want, but I mean, I'm paying the consequences for choices I didn't make. And I'm just doing my best to get that sorted out right now. That's all. And I don't think that this protection's adequate going into it. Y'all can make promises going into the future, but that's a rental property. It's a rental property. He had a rental sign in front. It's rented or whatever. It's not up there now. I don't know who's going to sell it to. I have no protections. I've got that property going into the future.
I understand. Thank you.
You say it's a rent, which one is, you're saying is a rental property now?
They had a for rent sign in front. Now it's gone. For
The
rent,
Smiths did.
Yes.
They have.
commercial rental.
So,
He's
okay.
renting it like Magnolia and all those others. That's rental.
So we, where are you, where in reference to the, what used to be the chiropractor office?
Behind it.
You're behind it, so the little square at the little square at the front of your property is the chiropractor, where the chiropractor was?
Yes, they must have split that front parcel off. So this one back.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. And then, I don't know, I can't remember the gentleman's name right there, but.
Cause that was always commercial up to the time that he came back and decided to live there and redid it to live there. So that has also always been commercial. It sounds to me like you're real concerned with something like Fiorella Friday. And we know that parking everywhere around town is a problem, not
Yes, ma'am. With respect, I
necessarily
can see
just
yes.
on Fiorella Friday.
With respect, I can see where these comments are leading.
We're, it's just something that we've grappled with forever and forever, especially around September Square.
Mhm.
Because the square is so big and the streets are so small and so narrow that it is a problem. I don't know how specific we can get for us to approve and it to go to council.
Yes, so staff would not recommend, this is a zone change application. Now, if it was a specific use permit, that'd be something different, but I don't think that they would be open to a specific use permit because they can already do all of these things on their property. They're really doing this as a request of the city, as the from the
Right.
Historic Landmark Commission. So I would, and the reason why is to keep track of that throughout the years would be almost like if there was ever turnover in my position, there would be no way to track that in the future unless everybody referred back to that zoning or this zoning change every single time, which typically we don't do when we're just looking at piece of commercial property, if it's already commercial, it's being used as commercial, and it's following within all of our zoning ordinance, we wouldn't go look at the actual ordinance to say, was there any specifics for this? And so it'd be a hard thing to track. A lot of these things that he has mentioned, I do think that the historic purview over it limits what can be happening on that property as opposed to what can happen there now. And the Historic Landmark Commission is very good at looking at those things and to make sure that they are in line with the use of a historic property. And so I do think that addresses now the parking issues during Fiorella Friday. She's right. We've been trying to tackle that. We've looked at
I apologize.
no.
No, I apologize.
Oh no. So staff has also been thinking about ideas like, well, maybe during Fiorella Friday we can put up signs, or we can make a no parking ordinance on certain streets. Because also it's not just in front of homes, but it's if there was ever an emergency service that needed to get back there, and those streets are so narrow, and then there's people parking on both sides, that maybe we say you can only park here during Fiorella Friday, and we actually put that into ordinance. So we're helping the residents, and then also for emergency services, making sure they can get to if there's an emergency. I know parking is always a huge issue, but if there's ever a large scale development that happened at that property, all of those things would still have to be addressed. So it's not that they just get to go and turn into a large commercial business and then they don't have to address those things. If there was ever a significant development that happening there outside of what they are now, then they would have to provide that parking plan and let us know what's going on. And all parking is based off of use. So that's why it's hard to say, well, you can only you need to make sure you have 20 parking spots. Well, what if it's just the one business person coming in and out and they don't need 20 parking spots? So, and it can be sufficient with September Square. So all of those things are addressed throughout the development process also.
Okay, I would like to say something else. September Square is a city park, and there is a master plan in place that City Council adopted for each one of our parks. And September Square, one of the things that's on the September Square parking in that master plan is on Alamo Street to move the side of September Square in and have head-in parking and not just parallel parking, okay? It's on a master plan. It's already been approved. Same thing on Lafayette Street when you turn off of Alamo in front of the cafe and behind the square. That's in our master plan for parking around September Square for some time in the future. So that parallel parking to me causes a problem on Alamo and Lafayette because it makes it one way. I mean, you can only get one vehicle down it when there's people parallel parked on both sides of it. I mean, it makes it a one-way street. So that in the future, if that happens, it would relieve the parking of the people going down your street. But they would still be parked around September Square. And you've got to understand, September Square is a very public place. And so just wanted to throw that out there and we are going to be talking about that real soon. I just wanted to throw that out. But yeah, I have to agree. I think most of the things in here, if it came to us, and on a personal thing, knowing the people who have bought it, they're asking us to change this zoning because they're very aware of how it is in a historic district. They've got, they have other historic places, they've owned other historic places in town, and they're very aware of, my personal opinion, I don't think you'd ever see a bar or a cafe in
your
that space.
opinion, ma'am, but what I'm getting, and I want to be on the record, I'm getting assurances and maybes and generalisms. I'm not getting the specifics that I asked for. And with that said, until y'all can give me the specifics, as I stated before, my conditions, I don't guess I have anything constructive to add at that point.
Can I make a comment?
Sure can.
Just for my own clarity,
Yes.
currently, it's just commercial.
Yes.
It's just
It
Exactly.
can be a bar right now.
It could be.
Not now.
I realize right now, what you have as far as protection is just commercial.
Nothing.
But if you move to,
CG, I'm sorry, CG.
that guys, no, no, so in,
I'm gonna have to give you some, I apologize, I'm gonna have to give you some counsel.
but the new zoning protection law is what I'm saying, because what you have right now, it doesn't.
I appreciate it.
And just, I'm city council district two, and I live in a historic home, directly across the street.
Yes, sir.
So I understand what you go through.
Yes, sir.
And the only thing that we did, and it helps, is comments. Thanks.
I appreciate it.
And what you said about maybe being able to, during Fiorella Fridays or something, talk to somebody about, I don't know,
Yeah,
if they can put up cones or anything.
well, a person can always put cones there to
Yes.
block, to make sure nobody blocks their driveway. But I'm sure there's additional protections the city can take. We just need to figure out what those avenues are, and we just haven't gotten there yet.
But I think that's going to be kind of hard being across from September Square, as public a place as September Square is.
That's
I think
correct.
it's gonna
Yeah,
be-
because you can't shut down every street because then there's really no place to park. So you have to be strategic
And there's no
about it.
place to get into the historic
I
district.
do
That's
want to
really,
just point out though that we are not directly on September Square, we are off September Square, people park all the way down to the road.
understood, but it is, that's one of our paper streets that, that you can't close off. It is public property, so, yeah, we have that all over town, not just by you. That's a problem all over town,
I'm not saying it's.
yeah, so, okay. All right, is there anything else? Any other comments? Can I get a motion?
What's staff recommendation?
Oh, yeah, she gave it already.
Yeah, is my recommendation would be to approve this zoning, and that's just because it does allow for more protections on that property for the city and residents.
Okay, can I get a motion?
Make the motion.
Come on, one of the newbies.
I move to recommend approval of the zoning change request for 1005 Alamo Street from CHC Central Commercial District to CG Historic Commercial District.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion at all? If not, can I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. But
Thank
kind of
you.
watch for things that might start happening on September Square because we're desperately trying to do some things to improve parking.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll read this in the notes.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then I'll let you move on to the second
Oh, let me go back.
the agenda.
Where'd I put my agenda? Oh, here it is. Okay. Item 6, discussion and possible, we took action already. Discussion and possible action on a zoning change request for 1005 Alamo Street, Castroville, Texas.
You already made the motion on that one. It's item B.
Oh, B. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Discussion and possible action on scheduling a date for the development agreement policy workshop.
Yeah, and so as y'all all know, I've already reached out to everybody on the planning and zoning, and it seems like September 24th is the best day at 5:30 p.m. just to make it a little earlier, so we can have a pretty good discussion in a decent amount of time. So. And then I also just put on a few items that I know last time y'all asked me to identify some things, and so one. On the agenda page, I just put streamline the process. That includes the development agreements coming to planning and zoning, annexation considerations, elimination of the UDO elements, building material standards, street connectivity requirements, underground utilities, and then just some other things that are part of our existing development agreements that we don't currently regulate are also dark skies lighting and upgraded street signage. These are just a list of things that I have as talking points, but if y'all think of anything else, feel free to let me know, and then I can get that on there also, okay? And so this is just to make sure y'all are good with the date. We can set that and move forward. So,
Okay.
Did we have a time for that?
yes, 5:30 p.m. on September 24th. That's a Wednesday, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, sir. If I didn't send you the invite, let me
You
resend.
did.
Oh, I did? Okay.
I think there was some talk at council last night. They were a little confused whether it was going to be a joint thing or.
Yes, I
Did-
never intended the first one to be. I really need to get y'all's input because too
That's
many
what I
people
thought, yeah.
talking. We need to zone in on a few things that planning and zoning really like to see. And if we need to, we can hold that joint workshop with city council
Okay,
at
so
that time.
this one's just going to be P and Z.
That's correct. Mhm.
Okay, so, item 7, discussion on future agenda items. Anything?
The only couple things is the sign ordinance. I know that's been brought up multiple times, so I am going to start working through some of those things. That ordinance, bring some ideas to y'all on how maybe we can make it a better sign ordinance. And then also the what Mr. Fuentes brought up last time about this temporary storage. Those two things are on my radar so far. I do know Mr. Marchman and Mr. Mers for City Council have a list of things that they think need to also be identified and tackled. So
So David will be, Mr. Mers will be at the meeting
24th.
on the 24th also?
I don't think so, because that's for the development agreement policy. This is
Oh,
strictly,
okay.
this is just for additional ordinance changes for the future. Yeah,
And to Priscilla's point, do you have a meeting regarding David's and I's suggestion?
I don't, not yet. I haven't been briefed on those yet, so I think I need to see how much it compiles and then see where to take it from
Are
there.
y'all ready?
Okay.
Are y'all ready for that?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then I think it's also a good idea, the list that you have is maybe identify those things to council to make sure that they're also in favor of moving forward with those and making those changes also, because we don't want to task planning and zoning with something, and then it turns
Sure.
out that city council didn't want that to be addressed to begin with.
I'll put it on the agenda.
Okay, sounds good. And that's all I have for future agenda items. Unless y'all have anything else.
Anybody? Then we will adjourn at 6:59.
Good job, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great meeting. Because it's so short.